So, everything you could wish for is included. Your flights, your transfers, full board dining. You'll also have unlimited access to the gym and spa facilities. If I were you, I'd spend the whole holiday on resort. But if you can tear yourself away from all that five-star pampering, morning, and you're feeling a bit more, adventurous, then you can always take up the offer of discounted rates on, you can visit local ruins.
Morning, Craig.
Or, I can't find my brochure. Please, excuse me one moment. I just have to get a glass of water.
You looking at Antigua? Yeah. Been there myself. Best 2 weeks of my life.
Is he coming? Wow! Could it be? Is it he? Are you really him? Are you the famous Heston Carter, the world's first surgeon slash doctor slash dentist, all in one very nice, economically viable package?
Enough.
Thank you card from a very grateful patient who's
Ooh.
recovering well.
Very kind of them.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't tell all his student mates, or you're going to be doing cheap root canals for all the time.
Ooh, I could moonlight as your hygienist.
No, I think I'll stick to the day job. Pleasant weekend?
Yes, thank you.
I understand you put the family on a cycling course.
Yes, it was a great success. Joe was, well, he got his balance and he was on.
Uh-huh. And Zara?
She's in a minute. She's running a bit late.
Morning.
She'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
Good morning, Nestle.
Morning.
Morning. Would it be possible for us to have a quick catch-up in my office when you are ready?
Sure.
Another late one, was it?
Hardly. Cup of cocoa at 9, tucked up in bed by 10. Then, weirdest thing, just couldn't get off.
You suffer quite a bit with that, don't you? Insomnia. You should get checked out, go to one of the sleep clinics. We need you firing on all cylinders.
It's not really insomnia, it's just...
Just what?
I know it's a bit silly, but I think I was nervous about this afternoon.
It's not silly, it's perfectly natural.
Is it?
You know what I'm like in interviews. I won't pull any punches, even for you.
Don't expect you to. Still, can't be that much competition. Not with my level of experience.
Experience is important, but there are other considerations. I'm seeing 2 other applicants today, and they're both very impressive. All to play for, Linda.
Right.
You okay? Don't worry about your honeymooners. They put a deposit down in the Antigua package. All sorted.
Well done. You know we're going wrong, Linda, don't you? Cocoa. It's got caffeine in it.
Do you think you will be able to cope with your current workload?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
And it has been a very difficult time for you. And if you need some time off...
No, thanks. I just want to get on with my work. Mrs. T, what is this really about?
I thought that you and Dr. Reed had made peace. And yet I'm sensing an atmosphere. Are you sure you are going to be able to work with her in an amicable fashion?
Do I have a choice?
Nestle.
Either she leaves or I leave. That's the bottom line, isn't it? And why should I go? I've done nothing wrong.
So, may the best woman win?
Absolutely. Thanks, Linda.
I wouldn't have thought it was your sort of thing.
No? What's my sort of thing?
Well, It's not a commitment, responsibility. You've only been here a couple of months.
4 months.
Oh, right. 4 months. Not eternity, like me.
At first I thought it might be a bit too soon, but then Craig pointed out how my sales figures are the best in the branch's history, and I thought, nothing ventured. Can't do any harm, can it?
There is no conduct issue against Dr. Reed, and no reason for her to leave the practice.
So I'm the one that should go?
Of course not. Look, as far as I am concerned, the only reasonable solution is that you and Dr. Reed work in a civil and professional manner. And I am confident that you will do so.
Okay. Civil and professional.
Good. Very good. And you know that my door is always open if you want to talk through a problem, if one occurs. Everyone here cares about you a great deal, Nestle. And we will be here to support you as much as we possibly can.
Good morning, how are you today?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Do you have any specific destinations in mind, or is the world your proverbial oyster?
Well, anywhere in Europe, really.
This resort in Mykonos offers great value for money. Got some excellent deals, both full and half board.
Okay.
Or, if you fancy some Spanish sun, we've got some last-minute availability in Torremolinos.
Okay.
I think she needs a holiday too. Linda? Linda, you okay?
I could do you at 12:15 with Dr. Granger.
Great. Bye.
Oh, you poor thing.
God, what happened to you?
Does it look like I want to talk about it? Out the way. Mind out the way.
Sure she can manage.
Did someone go into the back of her?
No idea.
Bit of a minefield, health and safety-wise. Wonder if she's cleared it with Mrs. Tembe. Don't worry, I'll check.
Mrs. Rutherford, please. Oh, sorry, I was just going to cover for Mrs. What happened to you?
It's nothing. Mrs. Rutherford, if you'd like to go straight through. Is that wise? Excuse me? In your condition. Unless you can do the consultation at right angles only. It's not her feet, is it? It's her pulse.
The inquest brushed my mum's death under the carpet, and now I'm expected to just shut up and deal with it. Well, I can't.
No one is expecting you to come to terms with this overnight. It's going to take time.
You're talking about grief. I'm talking about injustice. My mum's death was caused by medical negligence and police brutality, and I'm the only one who's confronting it.
Aisha, we went over that PM report line by line, didn't we? I'm sorry, but this theory of yours, it just doesn't hold water, mate.
If you accept the findings.
All right, and they're all in on it, are they? The police, the pathologist, the coroner?
Yes, that's how a cover-up works.
Sure, and the moon landings were faked and the CIA sponsored 9/11.
I don't need your sarcasm. Just a bit of moral support would have been nice.
Don't say a word.
Look, narcolepsy is quite rare. It's more likely that you have insomnia or another form of sleep disorder.
I know what insomnia feels like. I've had it before, but this isn't it.
You said you found it difficult to get to sleep.
Yes, I do. But that doesn't explain how I feel during the day. It's not just tiredness through lack of sleep. I get these sleep attacks. I try and fight them, but I can't. I've got no control.
Well, insomnia can make you feel drowsy during the day. Your body knows that it needs to catch up on sleep, but your mind will try and soldier on.
I've got a job interview later on today, and if I don't get a quick fix, I'm probably going to fall asleep in the middle of it. I mean, what should I do? Ask the boss to bring a duvet.
Well, have you made the changes that we talked about last time?
What, eat an apple a day? Get plenty of fresh air? Give me a break.
Well, a healthy diet and regular exercise can help with insomnia, also avoiding caffeine later in the day.
I know that, but it's not insomnia.
All right. If you would like to, I could refer you to the sleep clinic at St Phil's for further tests.
I've been to a sleep clinic. They said I was narcoleptic.
Right. When was this?
A couple of years ago.
Was it at St Phil's? Because there's nothing on your notes.
It was a private clinic.
Oh, do you have the report with you?
Not on me, no.
I would be wary of private clinics. They often just tell people what they want to hear.
I don't want to be narcoleptic. I just want the drugs to help me deal with it. Ritalin is the only thing that helps. I've had it in the past.
Even if you do have narcolepsy, Ritalin may not be the best course of treatment.
Well, thanks for nothing.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Gregson, but I cannot prescribe you Ritalin without further tests. You should see the nurse on your way out. That gash on your leg, it should be cleaned and dressed.
I've had this nonsense all weekend, and I've got to put up with it when I come into work.
Try biting your lip.
Nah, that's not going to work. I don't have your diplomacy.
Well, if she's still in denial. I mean, look, if she thinks that there's more to her mum's death than meets the eye, then she's not going to accept it. She's not going to move on.
When I say to her that she should move on, I'm siding with Emma. If I have anything to say about these increasingly crazy conspiracy theories of hers, then I'm being disloyal.
Do you want me to talk to her?
Now that's an idea. Why didn't I think of that? Jimmy comes to the rescue.
So, I'm clearly not worth the cost of the correct drugs. I've only been paying my taxes for 32 years. Waste of a lunch break.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean you. Only the penny pinching doctor.
Keep the dressing on for the next 24 hours. Avoid getting it wet. Still a small risk of infection.
Got an interview in a couple of hours. Don't know how I'm going to get through it.
Which doctor did you see?
The Ice Queen.
Carmichael.
Reed.
Come in.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted a quick word. Catch you later.
Okay. You can change the dressing to a plaster after 24 hours, as long as it's healing okay. Any other problems, feel free to come back. Good luck with your interview.
Thanks.
Oh, I can totally sympathise. I am a seasoned veteran of the neck brace. In car insurance circles, I used to be known as Miss Whiplash.
Really?
Yeah. Had a run of bad luck behind the wheel, so I know how you feel. Totally puts the kibosh on all sorts of things, though, doesn't it? There's no glancing sideways at an attractive stranger and nodding. Forget about it. Total non-starter. I will give you a tip, though. Pretend that you are a 1950s-style robot and adapt your movements accordingly. That way you'll avoid any painful manoeuvres.
The brace is only a precaution. It's just for one day.
Oh, let me get that.
No, I can manage, thank you.
You are such a trooper. I'm a bit like that in a crisis. We're quite similar, actually.
Yeah.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah. Listen, I wanted to say, if you wanted to offload or if you wanted to talk through anything, I'm happy to listen.
I don't need a therapist, Jimmy.
Look, grief can be difficult to navigate on our own. It's a universal experience, but it can leave us feeling isolated.
Did Al put you up to this?
He said you were finding it hard to accept the findings of the PM and the coroner's report.
Because it's all lies. I've never trusted the police, but I didn't know how totally and utterly corrupt they are until now.
Ah, you see, this is grief talking.
Oh, how patronising can you get, Jimmy?
Seriously, you have to go. It's the best night out. Their cocktail menu is to die for.
As long as they do a decent mojito.
They do a great mojito, but sometimes it's better to try something new, don't you think?
I do. Back to the grindstone. What's that?
feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't know what else to do but ignore her.
As you know, I always go that extra mile during peak times, and I always give the customers 110%, which I do think accounts for a lot of repeat business. And as for my managerial skills, since Roy's left, I've taken on most of his responsibilities. I mean, let's face it, I have pretty much been acting branch manager for the last 7 weeks. Unpaid, I might add. And I don't want to sound complacent, but you and I both know that I can do this job standing on my head. And why? Because I've already done it.
I'd have to take issue with that, Linda. You've helped cover a lot of the administrative aspects of Roy's job, for which I'm very grateful. But as far as managerial responsibility goes, that gap's been filled by me.
Well, yeah, I suppose I didn't...
Seeing as your sales performance has been waning over the last few months, what strategies would you put in place in order to improve your team's overall performance?
I'm sorry, could you ask that question again?
As branch manager, what strategies would you put in place in order to improve your team's overall performance? Okay, well, I'll put it another way. Why, when you have all this fantastic experience, is your sales performance inferior to that of your much less experienced colleague?
What, you mean Zoe?
Yeah. Her sales figures are the best in this branch's history.
Yeah, I know that, but she hasn't had to deal with Roy's stuff, has she? She's not qualified to be branch manager, even if she has got an unfair advantage.
An unfair advantage?
Linda? Linda, you okay?
I can't see properly. My heart feels weird.
Your heart?
It's racing, fluttering.
That sounds serious. Do you want me to call you an ambulance?
No. I don't know.
Everything okay?
Linda's having palpitations.
Really?
It's fine, just a funny turn.
Why don't I drive you to the surgery?
There really is no need.
Nonsense. Better safe than sorry. Go on. I'll hold the fort. She's a good egg, isn't she, Linda? Don't know what we'd do without her.
Did it feel like your heart was missing a beat?
No, more like there's extra ones.
Right, well, there's nothing unusual in your ECG. Heart palpitations can often be a result of anxiety or too much caffeine, so I certainly wouldn't recommend that you take it in tablet form.
They were my only hope of staying awake. And if you'd have prescribed the correct drugs earlier in the day, I wouldn't have needed it, would I?
Look, I've had another look at your notes, and to be honest, your sleepiness during the day is probably a side effect of the other medications that you're taking. So for now, I would drink lots of water, and that will help flush the caffeine out of your system.
Drink lots of water. Is that it?
For now, yes.
Another wasted journey.
Please don't take that tone with me, Mrs. Gregson. I explained to you earlier why I can't prescribe you Ritalin.
I've taken it in the past. It's the only thing that allows me to function. And if you'd have prescribed it earlier, then my day from hell might have been a whole lot better.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Now, is there anything else I can help you with?
No.
Hello again. Can't keep you away, can we?
She'd like to.
How was your interview?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Try me. Come on.
And don't forget to pedal.
Have you tried pedaling in heels? Oi, Hollins, put that phone away.
Who would have thought that someone as accomplished as Dr. Carmichael cannot handle a pushback?
Too posh to push. Bike, she'll be fine. In her own time. Break! Break!
Oh.
Oh, it's comedy gold. What? Do you know we should send that in to you being framed? We could split the spoils 50-50, what do you think?
75-25 to me.
OK, you're on. You have to buy Zara a new choker, though.
Hey, Zara.
Oh, is it that time already?
No. Just a bit of fun. I mean, think about it. In a few weeks, you'll be laughing about this. Or not.
Then I implied they were having an affair. Big mistake. Craig had a face like thunder.
She's a shoo-in then.
Now I'm going to be working for a woman half my age. She's only been with the company for 4 months. She doesn't know which end's up. But she's got a pretty face and she's from a nice rich family, so I suppose that's how you get on in life.
Yeah, it would seem that way.
Bit like your Dr. Reed. Looks down her nose, doesn't she?
No, I'm really happy. It's great news. Better go. Speak soon. What's the verdict? Do you want me to drop you off at home?
Who was that? Your sugar daddy?
Excuse me?
I'm not blind. It's obvious there's something going on between you and Craig. All those knowing looks and intimate gestures.
Not that it's any of your business, but I was speaking to someone from my employment agency.
Yeah, of course you were.
There's nothing going on between me and Craig. You're totally misreading it. He's just a friendly, tactile person, and so am I.
He used to be tactile with me back in the day. Never lasts long, though. Always goes back to his wife.
It's great to meet you, sir. I'll be in touch by the end of the week, OK? Clean bill of health?
Pretty much.
If you're not 100%, go home. Zoe can pick up the slack.
No, I'd sooner get on with things. I don't want these invoices hanging over me.
That's the spirit. Conscientious as ever.
Craig, can I have a word?
Sure.
In private?
Of course.
Honestly, you and Karen are so puerile, giggling over my misfortune like a pair of idiotic school kids. Who cares if I can't ride a bike? It's such a trivial issue. I can do plenty of other things perfectly well. Exceptionally well.
Of course you can.
I am prepared to accept your apology and forgive you on the condition that we send the bike back. I can never speak of it again.
I didn't come in to apologise.
What? Why not?
I wanted to say that I understand your bike thing now and why you got so uptight about it.
Bike thing? What bike thing?
Going somewhere?
That's right. I've been headhunted for another job. Senior exec at a boutique travel firm.
Oh, good for you.
They're very niche. Tailor-made holidays for an exclusive clientele, generous commission, flexible hours. Everything's done online.
No branches, then?
Wasted money. High street agents are a dying breed.
Some people do still value the human touch. When did you start?
ASAP. I was worried about my notice period, but Craig's agreed to let me go right away.
Congratulations.
You've got the man, you've got the boy, you've got the partnership, you've got the house, and you're very comfortable, which is good. I mean, come on, it's great. But what it does mean is that you're no longer prepared to take risks. You're stuck in your comfort zone, desperate to play it safe there.
What utter drivel. You've been hanging out with Jimmy too much. He's been filling your head with all his Buddhist claptrap.
It's my insight, no one else's.
It's not an insight, Daniel. It's a misguided insult. I was willing to forgive your juvenile behaviour until you started mansplaining at me again.
I remember when you had a sense of adventure. Still, I suppose there's something to be said for growing old gracefully, or at least trying to.
Just get out.
Night, Linda.
Oh, night. A bit of a shock about Zoe.
Yes and no. She's a bright spark, ambitious. We were lucky to have her as long as we did. Listen, Linda, I've always valued your loyalty and your hard work. But I have to appoint the strongest candidate possible. Pure and simple. Zoe wasn't right for the job, but Sebastian was very impressive.
Sebastian?
No, the guy I saw earlier.
What, the schoolboy?
He's 23. Full of ideas and enthusiasm. breath of fresh air. First-class graduate, as it happens.
That's not fair, Craig.
I hope you're not going to accuse me of sleeping with Sebastian, too. You're a great travel consultant, Linda. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I think people forget about riding a bike, because it's only like riding a bike if you've done that before. If it isn't, it's more akin to driving a double-decker bus. Unless you've done that before, in which case...
Glad I caught you.
Oh, we're closed, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, I didn't want an appointment. I just had a quick query.
No problem. If I can help, I will. Night, Val. Night. What can I do for you?
I wanted to log an official complaint against Dr. Reed.
OK. Well, you should do what you think is right.
So how does this work? Do I address it to the practice manager?
Yeah, you can do. Or you could send it to the General Medical Council. In fact, that might be best. Scribble down your email address and I'll send you the link.
I mean, I'm sure it's not an isolated incident. Some of the women at bingo were complaining about her.
I'll send you the link first thing.
You are a star. Dr. Reed could learn something from your helpful attitude.
That's what I'm here for, to help.
Weird, isn't it?
What is?
You and me being on the same shift.
What's done is done.
Another mouthful like that and I'm going to have to arrest you.
Fine. Whatever.
And turn the pedals, all right? Other way. Other way.
Okay.
After years inside, you kicking the drugs, you come out and the first thing you
see,
do
that is why I didn't come back to your stupid party. All you do is judge me.